Ringo TV.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo TV Reactions. That's right. Today we're going to talk about some interesting story that is pretty much going wild on social media. Pastor Michael Todd spit in hand and rub on face of churchgoer. Yeah, that's right. Let's react to this particular video, shall we? Let's go.
Jesus said, "You good, brother?" Now watch. He can't see, but he can hear. And this is the moment where many of us are in, is that God is doing something and we hear him changing. We hear him even in your prayer. And in this time, he's changing something and you don't see it clearly yet, but you hear. And this is where.
See, this is why you brothers need to leave the so-called Christian church. This is the type of madness that is going on, where you got a so-called pastor that is effeminate, spitting in his hand. And you got another brother who would submit himself to that man and allow that man to do the unthinkable in church in front of everybody. This is what's going on, fam.
Most people would not face Jesus anymore.
Now, keep in mind, fam, we're in a time in which you have all of these variants going around, time where they're telling you to do this and that. And yet in these churches, these so-called pastors, right? These self-appointed pastors are spitting in their hand, doing this type of mess in church when they're supposed to be preaching the gospel to save the lost.
What most people would do is turn away.
This is what's going on in these Christian churches, fam. I've been warning you over the years when I used to expose the false prophets and preachers. I'm going to have to get back into doing that little by little because it seemed like there's a host of new pastors and teachers that are out here fleecing the flock, doing a bunch of madness in these churches. This is madness, people. This is the sickness.
What I'm telling you is just as he's physically standing here, knowing what's coming.
Knowing what's coming. And this is what you brothers are doing in these churches. So, bruh, you let a man spit in his hand to do what? This is what's going on in these churches. This is the gospel that's being preached in these churches. This is how they save souls. This guy is not performing no miracles. This brother is not blind. But this is what they're doing in these churches. It's all entertainment at this point. A bunch of garbage.
God's saying, can you physically and spiritually and emotionally be able to stand?
These guys in these churches, these so-called false pastors, they really want to be the Messiah. And they have a Messiah-like complex in the church where everybody worship them. They're without fault. They don't do anything wrong. But this is what goes down.
When getting the vision or receiving it might get nasty. I'm going to say it in a point just like that. Receiving vision from God might get nasty.
You see this madness? Receiving vision from God might get nasty. So he decided to do something nasty in church, knowing good and well that this crosses all lines. And for another grown man to stand there and submit himself to another man, you have to question that. This is crazy, fam.
You mean, God, I just bought, in crazy faith, I just bought my dream car. And now you're gonna ask me to sell it back?
Why would God ask you to sell your car back? What that have to do with this nonsense here? This is why all the real strong men are not in these churches. Because it's a joke.
And ride in the hoopty again? Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you, it might get nasty.
Nah, fam.
What?
Nah, fam. This right here, fam, ain't no, this is not a game, man. This is not a game, fam. I need to expand this footage here so you can see this a little close. This is what's going on in these churches, fam. Where you have a so-called false pastor, a false prophet, Pastor Michael Todd, takes his saliva, his spit, his nasty filth, put on another man's face to play some game in these churches. This is what's going on. See, this is why in my beginning years of YouTube, I was exposing the false pastors every single day. Because this is the madness that it has turned into, and now it has grown worse in these churches. What strong man would stand there and submit himself to another man, putting his DNA on his face? This is crazy, fam.
And do you
look at that mess? Look at that mess, yo. Come on.
Do you
fam.
hear and see the responses of the people? What I'm telling you is how you just reacted is how the people in your life will react. When God is doing what it takes for the miracle, what are you saying?
Nah, that's not how people would react. You just spit in your hands and rub that mess on another man's face, and he's sitting there. He's just standing there as if though it's cool to have another man's DNA on his face. What kind of men are these in these churches? These are not men. These are not masculine men. What grown man sit there and let another man put his spit on his face? He took the feminine position at this point. That's a disrespectful thing to do. We're not talking about the Messiah doing no miracle. You ain't the Messiah, bruh.
This man was blind. And what he was trying to do with this man is give him his DNA.
Nah, fam. That's not cool, bruh.
Jesus said, you good, brother?
Nah.
Now watch. He can't see, but he can hear.
In other words, he can hear him doing what he's doing. That's what he's basically saying. Notice the dude laughing like this is funny, man. See, any man that'll let another man spit on his face, right? That's the type of man that got spit in his face by many men because he liked that stuff. This is why I always say these type of brothers that be in these churches, man, these guys are not men. There's no way you a strong man and you allow another man to do this.
And this is the moment where many of us are in, is that God is doing something and we hear him changing. We hear him even in your prayer. And in this time, he's changing something and you don't see it clearly yet, but you hear.
This is sick, fam.
And this is where most people
It's crazy.
would not face Jesus anymore. What most people would do is turn away.
Nah, yo.
What I'm telling you, is just as he's physically standing here, knowing what's coming.
Knowing what's coming. Think about that. Those are key subliminal words, like knowing what's coming, right? And yet he sit there waiting for it to come.
God's saying, can you physically and spiritually and emotionally be able to stand when getting the vision or receiving it might get nasty? I'm gonna say it in a point just like that. Receiving vision from God might get nasty. You mean, God, I just bought, in crazy faith, I just bought my dream car. And now you're gonna ask me to sell it back and ride in the hoopty again? Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you, it might get nasty.
Nah, fam. I would have punched you in your jaw straight up. Nah.
And do you
bruh.
hear
You ain't see
and
that?
see the responses of
Dude just moved the damn saliva and mess off his lips, fam. This ain't cool, fam. This is not right, yo. These churches out here have they gone wild, man. This is crazy, man. I don't know what else to say, man.
What I'm telling you is how you just reacted is how the people in your life will react when God is doing what it takes for the miracle. What are you saying? This man was blind, and what he was trying to do with this man is give him his DNA.
Damn shame, fam. Anyway, y'all.
Jesus said, you good,
We're
bro?
going to get on out of here. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this, man. Pastor Michael Todd, spit in hand and rub on face of churchgoer. Reaction. This is Blackmail Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Blackmail Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.